Hello and welcome to NBL Overtime. We are ready to crack in. What a big week it's been on court, on the field, and even for us. Because I'll tell you what, I almost got Jimmy Kimmeled. They tried to Jimmy Kimmel me.
What for?
They said there's a certain word that I can't say that I said last week.
What was it?
Bong.
Really?
Oh, God damn it. I've said it. OK, well, let's move on to the next thing so we can get right into it then. Hey, new colours, same Bryce. Bryce Cotton, absolutely dominant, picking up where he left off last season.
And what a way to introduce himself to the Adelaide Public Dame. 39 points. And look, he's brilliant. We know that. But when Brisbane don't play any defense, when they don't put pressure on him, this is what happens. You get absolutely humiliated at the hands of Bryce. And, you know, when you go out and get a guy like this, sometimes it doesn't go to plan, Damon. We've seen that a lot in the NBL. But this looks like it's going to be better than the blueprint.
Bryce is so consistent. You just know what you're going to get week in and week out from this guy. I said it last season. He's the most offensively fittest guy in the league. He can run around for 37, 38 minutes, and while you fatiguing, he's not even feeling anything. So he's going to get up his shot attempts. I was wondering how Mike Wells was going to play him. Was he going to try to get cute and rest him every now and then? He played Bryce 37 minutes, and that is more than enough time for Bryce to give you the business.
The worrying thing for the rest of the league and how this is a warning shot. He was special in the Euro games. He was special in this game. He did it on remarkable efficiency. Last year, he started the season fairly poorly and came into his own at the end. Right now, much like Casey Prather, he's starting to pick up where he left off.
And his skills look sharp. Look at all the different types of buckets he's getting. He's hitting snatchbacks, step backs. It looks like he's actually developed his game a little bit, and I wonder if that stint in Puerto Rico helped with his athleticism coming back here, because the Puerto Rico League is really difficult to play in from an athletic and physical point of view.
33 years of age. He's not even remotely slowing down. Like I said, he is as fit as he's ever been. And Brisbane Bullets, it was the perfect storm, right? Your first game in a new venue, 9,000 people there going nuts. You got the Brisbane Bullets, who's depleted. All their best defensive players are hurt. So I'm thinking, there's no stoppers out there, and Bryce had his way.
As much as I loved watching Bryce go nuts and we saw the best of him, it still hurt to not see Montrez out there. Now, we've touched that whole situation enough, but I want to ask you, who is the biggest beneficiary of Montrez being out of this team? Is it Isaac Humphries? Is it Zylan Cheatham? Or is it Bryce Cotton playing with the freedom that we saw just then?
I think it's Isaac Humphries. And I think yesterday we saw Isaac play with a freedom and a care that we always don't see from him. And I think now that he understands, you know what, I got to pull it. I got to bring it. And he definitely did that. And also the way Bryce plays the game and the way the offense is structured, it allows Isaac to simplify where he should be on the floor. And with Trez out there, although the potential could have been great with those two bigs, I'm not sure it suited what Isaac is best capable of doing in the NBL.
I agree 100%, but I'm going to add as well, I feel like it would help Mike Wells. It helped head coach Mike Wells, because now you don't have this log jam. Now, I always didn't think it was going to fit. I didn't like the Trez, Zylan. I didn't like it. Who's going to start? Everybody was saying Trez going to come off the bench. He wouldn't have liked that. He's second-team All-NBL guy. That eliminated a headache for Mike Wells, so I feel like, okay, now I got easier rotation, so everything worked.
Because you can't have too many bodies. And I think sometimes simplifying things can assist in the rotation, but what happens in this interim period when they need an extra big? Addition
by subtraction. It's only so many alphas you can have in a team, too. I don't know how many you used to being an alpha, and I don't know how you coexisted with anybody else. You, John, really in the same backcourt. I don't know. Maybe that's why y'all didn't win. But I'm saying, my bad, man.
Legit.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Trez is a whole nother beast. It's just an extra. So this new guy that comes in, he's going to be more of probably a role player, which I think this team needs.
You had the Stu Lash comment the other week, and then you had that one. You were coming from my man's neck. Hey, you're meant to be going at the league, Damon. You're losing sight of your role.
It's okay. It's okay.
I know it's coming
They have signed European big man Nick Rakosevich. He's going to be coming in. Is that a guy that, we're seeing Isaac be a bit of a beneficiary now? Is that going to be taken away with a big stretch four coming into the mix?
Well, as long as he's a stretch full four that can rebound the basketball, because we see in this league, teams aren't shooting the ball well. And through the first 2 rounds, there have been some really bad shooting nights from the three-point line, which means lots of rebounds, and some teams have been beneficiaries of great offensive rebounding and second chance points and opportunities.
And it keeps Zylan Cheatham from playing the small ball 5. Small ball 5 is the worst thing.
No, it isn't. It's not.
Man,
it's applicable at times, and that's a crazy. Nothing is that absolute.
Ask Zylan Cheatham if he likes playing the 5.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you don't like to do because that's the way you're going to win games. And I see with Adelaide's wings and the other different styles that they can play, Zylan at the 5 could work. You put Bryce at the 1, DJ at the 2, Flynn Cameron at the 3, and this other kid at the 4. If he's a stretch 4, well, then where's Zylan going to play?
Just because you name 5 guys don't mean I got to like it. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. No, I hear what you're saying. But Zylan, I want the best out of him. I don't want him to have to conform to a role that we're not going to get the best out of him. That's all I'm saying.
Felix, the other thing we saw yesterday, Zylan's very intelligent. Like, he figured out how to make an impact yesterday, and it wasn't through scoring. You know what it was through? 14 rebounds.
Outside of Bryce Cotton, Zylan Cheatham is the guy. Now, I was told, even when Montrez was in this team, the people that attended 36ers practice, Zylan Cheatham was the character, the high IQ guy that was going to bring this group of, I'm not going to say egomaniacs, but people with a big head on their shoulders. He was going to bring it all together.
Glue guy, too. He's a connector. This guy, things are going to go smooth when he is on the floor. Reminds me a little bit of Xavier Cooks in that role. So he's going to play hard, he's going to rebound, block. He's going to do all the intangibles without actually running an actual play for him.
Brisbane Bullets dropped 2 in a row. They got off to a hot start against New Zealand. Since then, they dropped 2 in a row. There are excuses with injuries to some key players on both ends of the floor.
Excuses?
Javon Freeman-Liberty and Sam McDaniel. You take your best offensive player and you take your best defender out.
Choose a different word, because we don't do
my
excuses.
bad. I forgot you hate excuses.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Reasons for losing.
Legitimate reasons.
Legitimate reasons.
Legitimate, I'll take that. Now, because they could have won the game. They could have won without
both of them.
Yeah. So, not having Sam McDaniels. Like, when Sam McDaniels, when they played Cairns, Jack McVay didn't attempt a shot in those only 3 minutes that Sam Mack was on the floor. This dude's strength, he's a perfect athlete for strength, speed, power. He take him out. He'd have went straight to Bryce. And then when Mitch Norton checked into the game, he would have went to Bryce. Now you got Tristan Devers out there. You got some other dudes. And I thought Alex Dukas did a pretty good, serviceable job. But over time, these guys are not at Bryce's level.
No disrespect to them, but they have no business guarding Bryce.
Not at all.
No, but they have no business being given that assignment. Do you know the anger that Bryce Cotton would have felt seeing Tristan Devers come on to him? It's like, don't do that to a guy. You get what you deserve when you try and poke Bryce Cotton like that. You got to go with your best guy all the time on him. But let's go back to Sam McDaniel, because it's not only his defense, Damon, it's the fact that on the offensive end, he connects everyone. He brings everyone together. He plays a sensible style of basketball. He's a much improved scorer. He was knocking down threes to start this season, and he allows everybody else in the Bullets lineup to fit into their appropriate roles. Once he got out of there, things became a little bit fragmented, and they just didn't look the same. And then you throw JFL with his ankle injury at the end of that game. He's a dynamic scorer. Look, when Brisbane have their complete 5, I put that 5 up against anybody else's in the competition.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say they're offensively challenged right now.
Yeah.
Now, they got to patch it together. You know that whole next man up mentality?
Right.
That's just a cool saying. There is no next Sam McDaniels. There is nobody that can remotely do what he does.
Well,
like
Alex Dukas came in and gave some points. Now, I'm not saying he can do it on the defensive end, but there was a bit of a fill.
Those 16 points was very handy, absolutely. Now, I feel like he should be probably in the rotations anyway. But there's no other players like that. Who's your backup point guard? There's no other Mitch Nordens on the team. They're going to go out and try to find something.
There's a thing about Dukas, though, because I hadn't seen enough of him, but now that I've watched him play up in Cairns and then extended minutes in Adelaide, I think he might be one of those players that needs minutes to find his way to score the basketball and shoot the ball effectively. The only problem with a full roster, he's a 6th man and looking at about 17 minutes a game.
This is sometimes the price you pay when you are chasing that NBA dream as a mid-level guy out of college. Now, good on Alex Dukas.
Yeah.
Went over and got some great money, got himself a championship ring. But again, the cost of that is you sort of got to give up playing basketball for a couple of years, which unfortunately he's had to do. Now, one of the big storylines out of the game, and has been the whole year, and there has been some talking heads throughout the NBL that have not been happy with it at all, Stu Lash. Let's have a listen to one of the timeouts.
Ball's got to move. The one-pass shot is not doing it. Trust it. Move the ball. Get some movement. We haven't had a back cut yet. Right? Come off that corner. Get some action. Right, move the ball. We can't play like that. That's not us. Right? Trust each other. Right, we're good. We're good. Stop, score, stop, score. Move the damn ball. What you got?
Now, this rustled some feathers online, and we'll go to Mark Worthington here, who is one of the best players we've seen in the NBL. He's an unbelievable man, and he pulls no punches. Red flags at the Bullets with Stu Lash. Worldwide search for a head coach gifted by his mate and co-owner. Basketball resume goes through there. His team deserves better. Now, this is Mark Worthington's opinion. It is certainly not my opinion, but I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Well, Wortho goes hard, and I'm not sure that the gifted part of the head coaching
I would vehemently
role,
disagree with that.
I'm not sure that's factual,
Yeah.
but Wortho's entitled to his read on the situation. But I will say the process was disappointing when this is the end result, because we were led to believe that it was going to be a high-level coach coming in and taking over and leading the Bullets to a new level. And also, Damon, Vanderjagt did a good job as the interim coach a couple of seasons ago when they were a mess. He brought stability at the end of that season. He went through the interviewing process before they hired Justin Schuller. Obviously, he was deemed not to be the choice in favor of Justin Schuller. But now, all of a sudden, he's almost a de facto head coach. I don't see how that makes sense at all.
But is there an issue with that? Because I spoke to Malcolm Watts at the Blitz we have on the commentary, and he explained it really well. He said Darryl McDonald and Greg Vanderjagt were fantastic assistant coaches, and they didn't want to have to make a decision between losing one or losing them both if they brought a new head coach in. So they made the decision, we'll go with Stu Lash, who is not trying to fool anyone. He is not a X's and O's out-and-out basketball coach. He is right now, pretty much a CEO working this thing. We can't knee-jerk and react off two pretty close losses with an incredibly injured group and start saying that this whole thing is a massive failure. We have not given Stu Lash enough time. He was in a timeout there getting absolutely reamed online. He was just trying to motivate his group. That's what his job is to do. Greg and D-Mac, they're running the X's and O's.
Look, this is where we're at right now, right? It never passed the puck test where we are all accustomed to seeing.
Right.
Okay. So be it. Here's what is going to happen. As long as those three dudes right there, Darryl McDonald, Greg Vanderjagt, and Stu Lash, all understand everybody's role, then play ball.
Yeah.
Now, yes, Stu Lash is going to be sitting in the background. It's not going to pass the optics. It's not going to pass the eye test. So what? If them guys are 2-0, nobody cares.
Yep.
We just have this thing that it has to be a certain way. Well, guess what? It's the other way. So get over it. I'm just more focused on the basketball. And if any of their teammates, if any of the players have a problem with it, maybe this ain't the team for you, man. Because don't be looking at Stu. It might not be. Don't be looking at Stu to be like, all of a sudden, I need you to be the head coach. No, Greg Vanderjagt's going to handle that. And if you, like I said, if you got a problem, bounce.
Well, I think it's just such an unorthodox approach, Damon. And given what the Bullets fan base was led to believe, what was coming, there were names out there like Chase Buford. And so I think when you go to this type of setup, and look, it's just not Mark Worthington. I'm getting messages and calls from all over the world. People are watching this and wondering how the functionality is working. And to the Bullets' talent, to the team's credit, they've been competitive. So, again, you're right, Felix. Let's give it a bit more time. But from my seat, it doesn't look great.
I don't need any more time. It can stay just the way it is right now for the rest of the season.
All right, we'll see.
The team is playing.
Right.
Like
every team is playing. Every team is playing.
The team is competitive, right? So
they were competitive in Kansas, and they could have won, should have won that game. How would you evaluate yesterday? Was that competitive, or was it mildly competitive, or was it?
It was competitive enough given the personnel they had.
But Adelaide didn't have all their people either.
Have we not seen around the world? We've seen New York Knicks fire their coach. We've seen Denver Nuggets fire a head coach. We've seen Sandy Brondello get fired after winning. Like, this is not that big of a deal. Like I said, it's unorthodox. I'm more interested in the offense. Is that orthodox? Is the defense, the pick and roll on Bryce Cotton? That's what I'm more focused on.
So if we're looking at the actual performance, Brisbane have been horrible over recent years on the defensive end. They got off to a bad start in Adelaide yesterday, but they looked like they corrected in the fourth quarter. They held Bryce and Adelaide to 10 points, I believe, in the fourth quarter. So there could be signs that this coaching thing is working defensively. It is very weird. That's all I'm saying.
If they were 0-3 right now and playing terribly, we would be coming for that franchise with a vengeance, because you can't make a decision like that and not cop the consequences. But right now, It hasn't failed yet, so we're not going to judge it like it has. What about Mason Jones, though, for the Wildcats? Because the Perth Wildcats, they're coming in here with championship aspirations. Mason Jones, he teased us. He edged us the Japanese B-League game. He came out 7 threes. We thought, this guy's going to be better than Bryce Cotton. He's going to be goddamn Michael Jordan.
Well,
that's the way the media treated it, and the performance of 2.0 from 8 field goals in that game and getting subbed at the end, it wasn't pretty. Now, again, we're not doing knee-jerk reactions, but it was not pretty.
Oh, I love the build-up, and I never quite thought that he was going to be a replacement for Bryce Cotton, but I think what we're finding now, Damon, is perhaps he's not as much of a point guard as we were led to believe based on those Japanese games. And maybe he just had a bad one. Look, he's flown all the way over to Perth, and then he had to fly all the way over to New Zealand.
Easy.
And you know what? I'm getting to the E word. I'm getting to the E word. But it's reality. Your body can only do what your body can do. And I still think he is a quality player. His G League numbers don't lie. But from the three-point line, we can't see that ever again.
It's the Christian Doolittle rule. I've said this before. I am not going early on imports.
Yep. 2
games in, no, I'm not doing it.
Why?
Mason
Can
Jones,
you not evaluate and project, or are you just scared?
Why project? Why project? I'm going to give this man the time that he deserves.
I didn't take you for a dude that got scared.
Right.
Trust me, I ain't scared. Game 1, he had 16 points, and they
Yeah,
almost won that game.
That wasn't a good game. Wasn't a good game.
He had a bad shooting game in Game 2. All right, now he comes out next week and drops 5 threes. You guys going to be going, yeah, I told you, Mason Jones, he's going to be okay. I'm not panicking. Now, here's the thing with Mason Jones, and you can speak to this as an import coming in your very first game.
I had 48.
See, that's you special. I'm just saying the mindset, right?
Yeah.
You came in because you didn't give a damn probably about nobody else but yourself. But you came out. You was the guy that they recruited. They said, Derek, we need you to come out here and be yourself. I feel like they did the same thing with Mason Jones, but Mason is kind of teetering between, do I need to move the ball over here? Can I come down and just pull up like I did in the G League? He needs to find a balance of being G League Jones and Perth Wildcats guard Jones.
What I foresee is some Jaron Riley at the point and Mason Jones at the 2.
I can foresee some Dante Russo-Nance staying at the point, and also Jaron Riley getting some minutes as well.
On the topic of Jaron Riley, how good to see him come out and hit that big shot after copping unnecessary criticism, claims of nepotism, which you could throw in the bin. Because this guy played for Northern Colorado, made it to the Big Sky Championship game in the tournament. He is a legitimate, that is a good conference. Tyler Harvey played in that conference and did some very similar stuff. So this guy can hoop, and he is well and truly worthy of his position on this team, and he proved it.
Damon, does that look like a guy that hasn't done it before or doesn't believe that he can do it on a regular basis?
Exactly.
Plus 21 in 6 minutes to turn that game around. And as I mentioned, I really like that 5 that they had out there because that's what he can do. You don't think he's capable of getting the ball to the bucket, but I watched him in the blitz. And Felix, I think we spoke in camera, and I said right away when I saw him handling the ball in ball screens, he has the poise, he has the skill to make plays. He's not a DP. He's a regular roster player.
And like you said earlier, he's only a DP because he made up a decision late to come to Australia and play basketball. Now, I saw Parker Jackson Cartwright pick him up full court to try to say, okay, give me the ball, young fella. He's like, He was just very serviceable. Came down there, saw JLA in the box, took his time. Nope, bad angle, reversed the ball, goes in. It came back out to him, he makes the 3 ball. Now, here's the beauty about what John really does, and we both been his teammates, you longer than me. Johnny don't give a damn what none of y'all say.
No.
He don't, if you think he cares, you kidding yourself. He looked at Mason Jones and went, it ain't your day, man. I cannot risk losing, hoping something's gonna happen.
And the other thing is, Jaron growing up with his dad, you know he is serious about hoop.
Speaking of serious about hoop, JaVale McGee, we saw him in his first official NBA game. He was special on offense.
Wow, what year is it, man?
It felt like a throwback.
JaVale McGee from Flint, Michigan. Hey, JaVale, I'm from Saginaw, man. We need to hook up.
Oh, no, not another good player from Michigan. He's probably not a good player from Michigan.
From the great state of Michigan, 3-time NBA champion JaVale McGee. But here's the thing. He is unguardable. He's got way too much athleticism. Even at the tender age of 37, he can put the ball on the floor, 1 dribble, spin off of you, take 2 steps, and he's got the wingspan, Derek, of 2 men. 7'6" wing. I mean, that's just child abuse right there. That's
I felt bad for Williams.
This is child. That's Shaquille O'Neal on just some poor guy in the league. Now look, JaVale is going to give you that every single night. He's got a team that wants to, like, kind of evolve with him.
Yeah.
Look, chasing down blocks, that's my defensive pick of the year for player of the year. But, like, look, I thought I was watching Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, they didn't quite know how to play with him yet. But if he's going to make skill shots like the little turnaround jumper and the face-up, one that he knocked down over Magnay, if he's going to make those shots, he's going to be even harder to contain. But right now, I'm telling all the other coaches in the league, get your double-team schemes ready. Do not try and play him one-on-one because he is going to chew your big men up.
Sustainability-wise, we have seen bigs come into this league and struggle playing that drops NBA-style defense. Yeah. Did you notice any issues? Do you think there's head coaches out there that will be licking their lips?
All caps issue. All caps. And I thought Tasmania had great looks early in the game. I think their first 3 shots were from 3, and they were all quality looks, Damon. And even in the second half on offensive rebound, kickouts, whether it was ball rotation, he was not getting out to Bannon and Magnay on a couple of occasions. And while Bannon's a decent three-point shooter, Magnay really doesn't stroke it, there will be other teams in the competition where the bigs can step out and punish them.
And I think he's smart enough, and Justin Tatum is smart enough to make that adjustment. It's going to be on a case-by-case basis. We're going to play drops on Matthew Dellavedova. Is Delly going to come off a ball screen and shoot a 3? Probably not. Kendrick? Nah, we got to do something a little bit different. Bryce clearly got to do something different. But the plus-minus is going to be way more advantageous to the Hawks with him being right there, anchoring that middle.
I think you bang on. What you gain on the offensive end and in bloody ticket sales, you can make up for trying to work out how you're going to work your way around the drops.
You should have seen the kids in the venue. I mean, even though they lost the game, if you ever want to lose a game, it's that way with a new import, a new anime-style import coming in and dropping 32 and 13, and the arena just falling in love with him immediately.
He is the sort of dude, and it's the exact type of guy we need in the NBA. He will sell tickets on the road. It is not Illawarra Hawks fans that are going to watch it. It is basketball fans that will go to watch him. What about JaVale McGee? Huge success, fantastic inclusion. Ja'Cory McLaughlin, there's some question marks.
I don't have any. Now, again, I'm not panicking. I am not panicking. Yes, I know he only had 5 points, but
It was a bad 5, too.
But Ja'Cory McLaughlin is playing without Dave O'Hickey. Now, he's never probably was brought in to be a 17-point, 20-point Trey Kell. I'm bringing you in to be the third guard, the backup guard. That's something I know about Derek.
Yes. You did it very well.
Thank you, man. Now,
it's easy when you only play 7 minutes a game.
now Ja'Cory is now thrust into the starting role. And he's like this. Look, and he can still score, but that 1 game, 2 games in so far, I'm not panicking, so I'm not even going to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm with you. And my partner in Sydney, Brad Rosen, is just not down with it. He just doesn't think he's capable of the level. Sorry to speak for you, Brad, but
Did you just throw Brad Rosen under the bus?
No, he said it on the broadcast. He's just not sold yet. And I think that there's still time. Because you've got JaVale, you've got other pieces to come in. But what happens if Davo takes all the minutes at the point guard position, and then you've got a guy playing off the bench and he's only playing 10 to 12 minutes? Well, you're wasting an import spot.
There's going to be times that he's going to have throughout a season, he might have a 15-point game, a 20-point game. It's sometimes the game just flow that way, right? All those minutes that Bawali Bales got, those are going to be Ja'Cory's minutes.
Really?
When Davo
I thought Bales played.
He did.
I thought he had some good minutes.
He did, but when Davo comes back, Bawali Bales is the 4th. He's the backup to the backup. Now, I don't know nothing about that. But I'm just saying, the backup spot that he's going to have when everybody's there, he just needs to find some time to adjust. Now, look, if in 2-3 games' time he's still getting you 5 points, not doing a whole lot, we can revisit this conversation.
Felix, the key is going to be who can free up Tyler Harvey and get Harvey playing like he played with Trey Kell. That's the key. Which combination, which partner creates that?
Certainly will be. That'll be the telltale sign for them. Let's jump right into it, though. It ain't no cupcake league. Rest in peace to our brother Corey Williams. Every time I see JaVale go up for a block this year, I'll be thinking about Corey and how crazy he would have been going for every single highlight play. But let's jump into this one. Now, the Cairns Taipans, they got told during the offseason, hey, blast the salary cap open. Spend it all. Make a big cap. I think their fans took it the wrong way. Let's have a look at this. What on earth is going on there? And also, hey, my man, I think your brother next to you might need it a little more than you do. rocking the Derek Rucker look.
Wow. That's a big lid.
That is a big lid. There's some big domes that need that one. What about as well, Rain Smith, absolute superstar player. Now,
love him already.
It's his first year in the league. You've got to come to realise that sometimes it ain't going to go your way, but you can't make excuses. Check this one out. We come off the screen, go back, air ball, and then we zoom in. Don't be blaming the slippery hands, my man. It just sometimes it doesn't come out. If there's one thing I know, it's about missing shots in this league. You might be expert on the backup. You're expert on being the alpha. I know how to miss shots in this league. You didn't catch me once wiping my hands.
Yeah, you just got to own that brick, man. Just own the brick.
That's so good. What do we got next? We've got Felix. Check this out right here.
Read your rundown,
Trading cards.
I'll throw it to you.
Trading cards are the business.
Oh, my God. Let's
Down
zoom
in
out now.
Adelaide, this creative young man has got a Felix Von Hofe Bachelor
And I'm not.
card.
This is insane. Now, Derek,
No.
I'd be careful here because we got cards from the same deck.
Yeah.
Reality TV show?
But there are some interesting stats in there.
Oh, no.
I don't think we can even show some of
many
those
kisses
stats
did
on
you
Yeah,
TV.
maybe we should. Maybe just seek it out online and
They
get in
did.
touch with this young man.
One of them, I did have one of dating a girl that had a boyfriend was one of my major stats on that one. So congratulations to that young little idiot from
Girls
Adelaide.
kiss.
We missed that show. Anyway, so we brought up Cairns. Let's stay in Cairns for a while. And now, look, new import, my man Andrew Andrews comes out here. Obviously, the long flight, jet lag, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that sounds like an excuse.
No. Blah, blah, blah. But he struggled a little bit. I left his game, so right now he's cramping.
Ooh.
He cramped in game one. He's like, oh, but wait a minute, I can still shoot. Oh, I missed. Wait a minute. Yeah, now it's bad again. Let me just have a seat. Look at Bose. Bose like, look here, man.
Oh,
you're in the
damn.
wrong spot. Now, we've all been there, Derek. Like, sometimes them long flights, it's going to catch up with you. I'm still a massive Andrew Andrews fan. He's gonna be a big-time player. He's giving me, Derek, some miniature Stephon Marbury vibes.
I agree with you.
Like that one?
And I like his leadership. He's got good energy.
And shout out to you, Derek, for letting him use your barber as well while he's over there in Brisbane. So you guys are doing a whole lot for him. But hey, we're cutting to a break. We're going to break it all down next.
In my first 4 years, we sat there and we talked about being the underdogs. This year, we spent a lot of money. When you've got two guys that have played in the NBA and someone's making $1 million, and Drew, for example, has come in and he's played in every professional European league and done really well, and then you've got, Wardenberg, who's scheduled to come back in. You're not tricking anyone thinking that these guys are extremely good athletes and they're professionals and, they're the top of their game. I'm not going to trick them by thinking we're underdogs. To sit here and think that, we're like the Cairns before coming in. No. We've spent with what the big city clubs are. So now there's an expectation. The expectation, right, is, you got to perform, and the boys did.
Big shout out to the Cairns Taipans, who after one of the worst opening game performances that we've seen in a long, long time, have come out back-to-back wins, and they're looking impressive.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because they get McVeigh and Marcus Lee, two guys that won championships with Tasmania, and both of those victories resembled Tasmanian victories for the Taipans.
I love what 40 did. After they got the brakes beat off of him by 37, he said, nah, we're not doing this. You guys need to step up. We the whole underdog, let's just battle, let's just fight it out. Nah, we're better than that. And then you guys did not own up to the standard. So he put them on blast. Great. They come out and they responded. And Jack McVeigh, who got more heart than the average man, he led from the front. But all the rest of those pieces around him, everybody stepped up. This is a whole new mindset what 40's talking about. Approach every game like we belong, and why shouldn't we be a top 4 team?
Now, I'm not going to offer a public apology yet.
Go ahead and do it now.
But I will say, my thoughts on Jack McVeigh in the preseason and after round one were that he was not able to lead a franchise the way that $1 million price tag sort of makes someone need to lead a franchise. But he's come out and he's had some fantastic performances in the one category,
Get to the apology.
which is the most important one, is the assist column. And he is coming out and distributing the ball successfully at a rate that we've never seen him doing, which is usually a telltale sign. People got the points and they got the assist numbers and the rebounds. He is, right now, 3 games in, leading this franchise. Now, I will not apologise because it's a long season, but there may well come a point in the season that I do.
Rebounds?
I said rebounds right then. You were too busy biting my ear off, getting me to apologise.
But that's very astute, Felix. And, yeah, he is generating a lot of shots for his teammates. But what about the big shots he's hitting?
Yeah.
That's what he does. That's his identity. And that's what you pay the big money for, is when it matters most. Because a lot of guys talk about wanting to be able to do this, and I can do that, and I can do this. And when the moment comes, they act like they forgot what to do. Jack McVay doesn't shy away from that opportunity. And yesterday, this bucket right here was massive. Bull Quall and Jalen Galloway had no chance against Jack McVay. Make that make sense with the level of athleticism and length and defensive skill those guys have. It just points to the fact that Jack McVay is more than $1 million player.
We got to just readjust, not us, you. You
Right.
need to readjust your definition of what $1 million player is. You have it in your head that it looks a certain way. Well, Jack is making it look another way, and he's worth every single cent.
He certainly is. 3 games in. Let's see how the season goes.
So still
Can we stop?
Games in,
Can we
much like-
stop it with the early stuff?
Yeah, much like I'm
this
not
stuff.
gonna-
This stuff leads to something.
It does.
The appetizer makes the dinner taste better.
And hence why right now, I will say, I will make an
does he
evaluation
need
at
to
the
do?
end of the year. He needs to keep this up for the entire season,
The whole
which is
season.
hard to do. When
All
you
right.
continuously get scouted, doing it against the best teams in the league, that is when at the end of the year, I will say, yes, you know what, Jack McVay, as you have with so many people across your career,
Yeah.
you have made pundits look like a fool.
Well,
There is
Casey
a very
Prather says hello also.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't have him in their first team as well on that. But I'm just saying, on the 3 games in so far, I am remarkably impressed with his ability to put this team on his back.
Well, we never doubted that he could, though, and this is without Sam Warrenberg. I mean, all you had to do is just watch this man's work and what he's cut, the cloth that he's cut from, and the leadership that 40 is now providing, which he's always provided. He just never had the resources. In comes Jack. Like you said, Marcus Lee is a polished player. You bring in Admiral Schofield, a grown man out there on the floor,
Right.
and now that Drew Andrews is going to be in the house. Look, Alex Higgins-Titcher, all the little complimentary pieces, Kyron Galloway, all these dudes have already bought in. They just needed somebody to really hold that flag up. Somebody could really be the lightning rod. And it's Jack.
Quickly, Andrew Andrews. Obviously came into the game, needed a bit of pickle juice halfway through, but he looked pretty promising, and he's got a resume to back it up. I think that sort of slipped under the radar, his resume.
No problem.
Solid, good build, knows how to play the game, good leader, mentally tough.
What about Sydney Kings? Boy, the pressure cooker is on the Kings every single year since they claimed that they are the hoops capital. And I'll tell you what, if you are the capital of hoops, you got to shoot better than 14% from the three-point line, because that is remarkably bad.
Now, I understand you can't shoot good every single game. Like, we done played it long enough to know that some games you're going to shoot abnormally well and this pendulum swings. I'm most concerned with the fact that at point guard, now I said earlier when you was hyped on Deli and KD, I'm saying you can't have 2 lead singers in the same band. Somebody got to play the backup role, and none of them 2 dudes are the backup. And I watched Kendrick Davis take 27 shots, Derek. Now, that's not sustainable. Now, let's just say he got hot and shot close to 50%. I still feel with all that talent, when your guard is taking 27 shots, man, that means somebody else, more than one person, is starving.
Well, I think a lot of the problem early, too, was that Kendrick was creating opportunities for himself, but they were early in the offense, and other guys didn't get touches. Now, the shots weren't bad. It's just that Kendrick's so talented, he feels like he can get to any spot and create opportunities for himself. And when they don't miss Damon, that's when it really hurts the team. But I think they'll figure it out. They need to work out the allocation of the ball usage between him and Deli, as you said, but also they got to get Xavier Cooks more involved. Only 8 shots is not enough.
That shot right there, over 3 people wide open in the corner. I mean,
poor.
Kendrick is not going to make the NBA by being Allen Iverson, by shooting 30 times a game and averaging 27 points. In my opinion, that's not going to get him to the show. He's got to show that he can lead a team. And his size, he's not going to go to the NBA and be a big-time scorer like that. So that's an issue. My other issue, can I talk about my other issue?
Can I quickly just round out that three-point shot? This is a mulligan for me for the Sydney Kings. They have shooters on that. Quat Noi is not a 0 for 9 shooter, 1 for 9 shooter. Kendrick Davis is not that type of shooter. They are going to hit shots. So if you're a Sydney Kings fan looking at that game, that's not how you're going to shoot all year.
No.
And if that's how you're losing, that's not going to be a consistent thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, but it'd be nice also to get some ball movement, some player movement, get some continuity and flow in the offense. So some of those shots don't look so rushed, or they're not coming late in the shot clock when you're under extreme pressure and duress.
Damon, you had some fierce feelings via text. I hope you were able to...
Don't be putting my text business out in the streets, man.
Just talk. Say
Now
your
listen,
thing.
here's the thing, right? Sydney Kings, got two imports. One big, Tim Suarez, who I like. Xavier Cooks is the premier international four-man. He is the mismatch in multiple countries, right? As soon as Tim Suarez goes off the court, Tim Suarez played 21 minutes. You know who's the center now? Xavier Cooks is not a center. I don't care what you say. I don't care how cute your small ball looked for 3 minutes. The dude is not a center. You're bastardizing his game by playing him at the 5 spot. Now, as soon as Kelly LePepe got hurt in the preseason, you should have been on the phone getting a big. So it is either laziness or it's arrogance. And I'm leaning towards arrogance to think, oh, we'll be fine. We got so much talent, we'll just be fine. We're the Sydney Kings. Well, guess what? You're taking L's. Now, the Kansas Taipans, massive L at home in front of your home opener. That's not going to be the last one until they get another big to keep Xavier at his premier spot, Derek. He was MVP of the league at the 4 spot, and now he's playing out of position.
Well, I think there still will be times where Xavier has to play small ball 5. We've already had this similar discussion with Cheatham. But look, there are other salary cap ramifications for going out there and trying to get another import, and that's something the Kings need to make as a decision as an organization. I kind of feel you, but basically I disagree with you. I think they have enough right now. They just got to figure out how to work with what they have and just ride it out a little bit longer.
That's Sydney bias, man. You play for West Sydney, not Sydney Kings.
I'm just speaking facts.
That does kind of sound like what we were saying last year the whole time, though, saying, hey, they've just got to work it out, they'll get there. And you know what? Unfortunately for them, they never got there. We're going to talk Melbourne United a little bit after the break, though, who are rolling at the moment.
I'm sure if you see any coach here right now, Melbourne seems to be out of the block and pretty special, but everyone else, I think you look around and everything's a dogfight, and that's what makes this league so good.
Wary of the knee-jerk reaction, but he's not wrong. When the king speaks, the loyal subjects must listen, and that we will do. Melbourne United are on a roll.
They're deep, and they're so versatile and flexible. They've got quickness. I think Tyson Walker's been a great addition. And on the other end, Jesse Edwards, his height and length and size, he's better offensively than I think a lot of us expected to be. And the shooting looks good. They got guys coming off the bench, knocking down 3 balls. I think Tanner Krebs is playing better than he ever has in the NBL.
Dean Vickman's just done a sensational job. Melbourne United are a brand. He got 4 new starters. The only starter, if I'm not mistaken, is Shea Ely, right? So everybody else just comes in and they just play the United way. We talk about the Jackie way. There's a Melbourne United way. It is working beautifully right now and still got CG43 to come in. It's dangerous.
And they stole a bit of that Jackie way by taking their centerpiece in Milton Doyle, who you've been praising all year.
Milton's played very well, and he looks much happier. He looks relaxed. It looks like he's playing the style of basketball that he's best suited to and probably thought that he was coming here to play. And he's shooting the ball well, and I like his patience. He's got a nice blend now of aggression and poise and that patience I mentioned. And there's probably a little other thing, Damon, because he left Tasmania, and Tasmania brought in an MVP candidate in Bryce Hamilton. And, dude, you never like to see a guy that good like that. It's kind of like, should I say this? But it's kind of like when you break up with a girl and the next dude she goes out with is better than you.
Hey.
I'm just saying, hey.
My ex is dating an investment banker. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm over here talking crap.
The over and under for Derek bringing up a relationship metaphor analogy.
Everybody can relate.
Yeah, you spot on. No, I hear you. I just feel like Milton Doyle, that Jackie way, I think it just kind of ran its course.
Yeah.
He was a little bit restricted, and he had a lot more to give, and we're seeing it now.
And as well, Fabian Kristovic, a quick shout out to him. When he signed with Melbourne United, I thought, geez, that's a weird signing. I really didn't think he was going to be in the league after Tasmania. Leading the league in blocks, smashing it on the boards. As of last round, he was leading the league in rebounds, and of course the other teams have caught up now, but a really special performance from a guy that, just keeps getting the most out of himself.
Felix, he's a 4 and a small 5, right? You know what he does really well? Rebound the ball, especially on the offensive end, and he sets great screens, and when he gets the ball, he finishes it around the bucket, and sometimes he'll punch it on you.
No argument.
What about the crosstown rivals? Their coach was pretty tough in the presser. Let's have a listen.
Yeah, overall, we thoroughly just got outplayed, out-toughed. I just told the guys in the locker room they did to us what we would like to do to them, and that's just it was a man's game, and we weren't ready to play like men.
People are saying that Josh King's too hard on his team there.
Too hard. Man, this is professional basketball, man. These is highly paid dudes, and who should know better than Josh? And he's not saying for the entire game. There was a passage of play there where they looked like they laid down physically, from a physical point of view. And we're watching from way back here. Josh is looking at it courtside. So he called his boys out, just like Adam Ford did to his troops. You got to know, just because you got the uniform on, if you go out there and display any characteristics that are not manly enough for your coach, he's going to let you know about it. I had no problem with it.
Oh, I agree. And Josh King is very disciplined, and he wants his team to play a proper way, and that's based on defensive success and excellence. And I think he doesn't want them to get too hyped up over that Cairns result. And when he came in and saw that patchy performance, because keep in mind, there was a stretch of that game against Melbourne United where they were decent, but most of it they were bad. And I think he wants a more regulated performance over the course of 40 minutes based on sound defensive principles and execution.
Anyone who thought that that was too hard on your team has not spent any time inside either a basketball team, a football team, or a high corporate environment, because that sort of stuff is going left, right and centre. Southeast Melbourne, though, of course, not the performance that they wanted. They really did roll over, but it was one quarter. I still think defensively they're going to be very, very strong this year, and I'm not jumping off the train just yet.
There's no bad defensive players on the team. These are all Josh King kind of guys. They all get up full court. Angus Glover and Foxwell. And look, all of them. Malik, all of them, right? That's not the issue on the defensive end. It's the offensive end. They need more. Don't be lazy. Get the third import.
Don't be lazy. Keep watching after the break, because Tassie, they're rolling at the moment. You know how much I hate that.
Way through and found a wide open Milton Doyle, his third three in this first quarter. No sir. Prather at the other end, boards in front. Adelaide need a bucket. Who do you go to? Bryce Cotton.
Milton Doyle sitting pretty up the top with 10. Rayne Smith. Now, this is a guy that I hyped up in the preseason. This guy was doing the business in the ACC. 8 for him, and look down there. Play the Jaws music. Bryce Cotton, 6 off one game. He is chasing them in his little Mitsubishi right there, just going after the top chance there. You expect at the end of the season we're probably going to see CG43, Tyler Harvey and Bryce Cotton fighting out for that one. Unless Rayne Smith, that'd be remarkable in your first season. He's already breaking records. But the Jack Jumpers, the team that they tell me online that I despise and I hate, which is false. I just don't like them a huge amount. I don't hate them at all. But on the road, they're getting wins. Good win against United to start, and getting road wins, which with the parity in the league this year is more important than ever.
It is, and I think getting 2 right after that loss at home is key. To go out to Perth and get it, and then Illawarra the other night, 2 gutsy victories, and their type of way. They restrict the opposition on the offensive end. They execute offensively. They make every possession a high priority, and they look like they're back to me, Damon.
Defense travels. It don't matter where you go. If your defense is going to be consistent, you will always be in games. Sad that Majuk Ding look like he might miss a few games with the hamstring, but I got to shout out my man Tiger Campbell. Tiger Campbell in 3 games, Derek.
Yeah.
He's played 87 minutes. This dude got 1 turnover. I mean, if you like point guard play, like he's not the big flashy point guard. He's not Bryce, Mason Jones, Kendrick Davis. He's just going to run your program, man. He's going to run your team. The ball has never been in safer hands. Bryce Hamilton, you shine. David Johnson, when you come back, you shine. But this dude right here, whenever you need me to step up, I'm more than capable. Pressure, no problem. Don't even try to full court press me, trap me. I'm going to make great decisions. I repeat, 1 turnover in 87 minutes. That's 2 games in 7 minutes in the first quarter to third.
And I called that game in Wollongong, and a couple of times when he didn't apply the requisite pressure defensively that Scott Roth was looking for, Scott Roth got into him, and he handled it. He said, my bad, and tried to do better the next time. But I think having Johnson out was probably a stroke of luck for Campbell because it opened him up offensively, and he actually saw the ball go through the hoop.
Well, that's the thing. I think you mentioned how smart Tiger Campbell is with the ball. Bryce Hamilton is unbelievable. David Johnson is unbelievable. He's not out here, not scoring as much as we hope, assisting as much as we hope, just out of sheer ability. He's doing this because he's a winner. And he knows that there's mouths that you've got to feed as a point guard.
And that's the beauty. I learned this as a kid, as a point guard. You got to set the table and let the big dogs eat.
Well, you obviously forgot it as an adult.
Well, hey, look, now, there was times from time to time. Yeah. But Tiger knows. He's like, I'm not going to go out of here and be the lead singer. I don't need to be the lead singer right now. I'm happy to sit over here and sing in the background. And that's what you need as a point guard.
Hey, what about the New Orleans Pelicans? They're coming to town, and, hey, it looks exciting. I know media day photos can fool us, but Zion Williamson, I know he's been on the Jenny Craig or whatever sort of diet he's been on, but it is working. He looks fit and ready. And the coolest thing is, this is going to be the first look that the world media gets on him. So eyes are going to be on. But the main issue for Zion has been weight and physical fitness. He's going to be put on show.
Zion is such a talent, and what he does for the New Orleans Pelicans when he's healthy and in the lineup, he transforms them immediately. And if he's slim now, because we always had a feeling that was the problem, the weight causing injuries. If he's slim and can play sustained games throughout the course of the NBA season that's upcoming, New Orleans got something popping.
See, I was worried about the Team USA in the next Olympics.
Right.
Because not if Zion, if he's going to be in shape, all of a sudden, that just makes USA look a whole lot better. But the Pelicans, though, they're going to come here with the right frame of mind, which is good. It's not a holiday, even though I'm sure they'll get around town and enjoy Melbourne.
I'm sure they will.
But they are here.
I'll see them there.
But they are here to play some ball, and I can't wait to see it. And Dash Daniels gets to play against his brother's old team. Can't wait to see it.
That's going to be cool. What about the teams that are playing them as well? Because Victorian teams are going to get a smack at them. Do you think it's good for them in terms of the longevity of their season and all of that? Do you think it's good to get another run in there? Or if you're them, are you thinking, hey, I love the spectacle. This is great for basketball, and we got to play a part?
Hey, Felix, anytime you get the chance to play against an NBA team, I don't care if they played this game at 3:30 in the morning, you're suiting up, and you're getting out there on their court trying to hoop against somebody and make somebody look bad.
100%, especially guys like Malik Lewis, who's trying to actually get into the league. He wants
Correct.
to test himself. So, and like you said, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Well, that's the thing. We follow these mock drafts all throughout the year, and it doesn't take much in the eyes of a scout to be able to rocket up them. We see guys go from 20 to 3 based on one really special performance. A guy like Dash Daniels, this is a rolled gold opportunity to earn yourself an extra couple of $1 million right up the top of that list if he comes out and puts on a performance, which, judging by what we've seen in the NBL so far, I have no doubt that he'll do.
He's looked really solid in the first couple of rounds this season, and I think, his confidence would only have increased over the first couple of rounds because as a young kid, that there would have been some element of doubt. But now that he's out there and having done it, and he looks good doing it, now he gets to go against the Pelicans and be like, yo, give me the best player. Let me lock him down and show all NBA scouts what I got at 17.
Yeah, Dean's done a wonderful job with him. Just bringing him along nicely, playing him in meaningful minutes, not junk time minutes. That's going to be fine. He's going to be in the NBA, no problem. But as far as the Pelicans go, when they come out here, I just don't want to see the Melbourne United and Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Don't try to not play everybody. Give everybody a crack at it. Now, the odds of winning, I feel like Melbourne United got a chance of properly winning that game. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, I don't think they can win that game. That's just me. I would love to be proven wrong. But I want to see everybody get a chance to get on the court and show what they can do.
If I'm Dyson Daniels and my brother's guarding me, who I'm already in the NBL, I got my contract signed, I'm dribbling that ball off my foot. I'm letting him block my stuff. I'm making him look like the greatest player you have ever seen on earth. You're letting him steal the ball. Do whatever you want, little brother, and go and get that money. We're going to wrap it all up on the other side of this break. Round 3 is upon us. It feels like it's flying by. It feels like we only just started. We're already talking about round 3. The footy is done and dusted. The bigger code, the bigger oval ball that they use, that one's going to be done and dusted next week. And a time for the NBL to move right into the prime time slots. But we do each week who's on watch. Now, I know you've got multiple segments where you put multiple players on watch, but we're going to need you to just get it right down to 1 or maybe 2.
I'm going to narrow it down to 1. Narrow it down to 1. My man, Isaiah Brockington. Now, I saw him in the Blitz, Derek, and I was like, I got him in my first team All-NBL. I said he's going to average 25 points a game, and I still believe he can.
You gave him a nickname.
Bucketon. But right now, you're being too passive. Isaiah's being too passive right now, Derek. Now, I'm saying that you got to come out. I would rather have you err to the side of aggression. Let the coach pull you back in instead of just being too passive and casual. It's not who you are. It's not what's going to get you the accolades and the success that you deserve. And the team needs you more than anything to get buckets.
Why did he only play 18 minutes?
Because, like John Coach Cotton said, you ain't doing it, I ain't got time. Coaches ain't got time to be waiting around.
All right. I'm watching the Illawarra Hawks because I want to see what adjustments they made to learn to play with JaVale McGee and be more whole as an offensive unit. Defensively, they were fine. They were extremely good on the defensive end. But how can they incorporate JaVale's prowess and his constant threat with the size and athleticism to benefit the whole group?
You worried about the Hawks? JaVale had 31 and 13. It looked like they
It was
could play with
actually
him
32.
just fine.
Don't
32
cheat him.
and 13.
We don't need another
You just had to
import that
find a
wants
way
to beat you up.
They had to find another way to shot
But
at the Hawks.
the thing with the Illawarra Hawks, and a lot of people went into this season thinking that they were nowhere near the strength that they have been in previous seasons. What he can do on both ends of the floor, if they can catch lightning in a bottle here and work out exactly how to use him, mainly on the defensive end, to get the best of his abilities, he is a total game changer because there's not a single team in the league that has an answer for it.
Well, Damon, if you look back to when you won the championship, it wasn't the most talented team, but it was the best team at the end of the season.
Damn.
And this is a difference with the NBL, and I had this conversation with Justin Tatum at the Blitz. In the NBA, it's a team that usually spends the most money or has the most stars. That's how they win championships. In the NBL, it's who comes together, who stays healthy, and who can defend as a unit. Sorry. No time left. Move on, Felix.
Unbelievable drive-by. What about Thursday night? We're all going to be locked into this one. Adelaide taking on the Cairns Taipans. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The thing that I love about the league this year is the fact that every team has a marquee player. Would I be interested in previous seasons 2 years ago watching Cairns and Adelaide on a Thursday night?
Wow,
I love this league, but I would never be watching
the public that you've been lying to them for 2 years.
Well, I have, but that's not the only thing I've been doing. But unfortunately, that's the thing that they found out. But I love this because you've got Jack McVay going with Bryce Cotton. You've got a guy that's been questioned as a marquee $1 million man against the definition of a marquee $1 million man.
We got the Cairns Taipans who got the wooden spoon last season. Now all of a sudden they are looking like a legitimate top 4 team. So this is must-see viewing for me.
Big weekend of basketball.
It's going to be a huge weekend. You can catch it all over ESPN. We hope you enjoy it just as much as we do. We're going to be back next Monday night, 7 p.m. or on YouTube.